Just before we start this video, I want to tell you guys I'm going to be doing a Q&A in about 2 weeks' time. So feel free to ask me some questions on my social media, including Twitter, Facebook, and on any YouTube video between now and the upload, which will be in about 2 weeks' time in order to get questions. Hope you enjoy the video. Hello there guys and welcome, it's Niran here, and today it is time for some more FIFA 14 Aston Villa career mode. This is episode number 31. We are now into Season 2, well into Season 2, having played our first Premier League game of the season and the Community Shield last episode. This episode we'll be playing in our first ever European game in the qualifying round, first leg against Malmo FF. We're in Sweden for that one, away from home. And the second game of this episode will be a BPL game against Liverpool, the second game of our Premier League season. Just having a look there, one of the players from my scout report, Samu Castillejo, looks very good from Malaga, but getting straight into the action, bam! International management looks as if it's on the cards. We've got an offer from England, the English FA, and to be quite honest, I really want to take this job. Basically, it's a situation where, unless I get a comment in the comment section saying, please, Niran, do not take this job, then I will take this job. I've decided to stall it just so you guys can vote and decide whether you want me to take that job. This will be our first international job if we were to take it, and that would be very interesting indeed. Just below that, though, of course, we are looking into a centre-back to replace Juraj Zakore, and the three options are Kyriakos Papadopoulos, Stefan De Vrij of Feyenoord, who we've gone in for as well, and Willy Bolly of AJ Auxerre. Now, really, out of the three, Kyriakos Papadopoulos is the one I want, and we had an offer from that we sent to Schalke, accepted, as we did with Feyenoord and as we did with Auxerre that you're about to see in a moment. I've offered some contracts to these guys, as you can see, 50 grand a week here for Stefan De Vrij, a very good player, 22 years of age, got great potential, but Kyriakos Papadopoulos is better, and really Willy Bolly is just the outsider. He's the rank outsider for if De Vrij and Papadopoulos really don't want to join, but we've offered for him anyway. But now, just before we get into the first game of this episode, we're going to have a look at the scout report. And first off, Klein and Zieler, no change for them. Baker at 1 star, he's 74. Vlar starting to lose a few physical stats, understandably. He's starting to age a little bit. Clement Grenier up a stat to 82, pretty much across the board there. Backley up 1 pretty much across the board up to 77. Benteke also up to 83 so far this season. No change though this month. Luca Longo and Stuart Dwyer there with a little bit of progress in terms of stats for Longo, but in terms of the overall for Stuart Dwyer up to 65. Now we've also got Nathan Ake, of course, on loan from Chelsea, who I think we signed 2 episodes ago. He's going to be making his debut as well today in this episode. Leandro Bacuna up a stat. Juricic, who we signed last episode, still on 79. Understandably, I don't think we've even passed into a new month, so it's impossible for him to have gone up a stat. Gary Gardner up a stat as well as Daniel Johnson, Ender Stevens, Mason Bennett, Jordan Bowery, and Jack Grealish, and Jordan Graham. So all 6 of the players out on loan having gone up a stat already this season, which is exactly what we want from those young guys, and that's the progress we want to see. But now moving on to the first game of this episode, the Champions League qualifying game, basically, for whoever finishes 4th in the Premier League. And seeing as we finished 4th in the Premier League, we'll be going into this one away from home against Malmo. I'm going to guess they probably won the Swedish League, but the team I will be putting out will be Zieler in goal with Klein, Ake, Vlar and Loughton at the back. Gardner and Meyer come into midfield to replace Grenier and Fabian Delph. And also Filip Juricic gets his first ever start for in Aston Villa colours, as well as Gabriel Bungerhall coming in for Christian Benteke. But of course the Belgian beast is on the bench just in case things go a little bit tits up. And now we're going to move into the game very shortly. A pretty strong team, but a few secondary players coming in, like Max Meyer. But the first chance of the game would go to us. It was Gabriel Bungerhall picking up the ball and hitting the post. Unfortunately, Juricic couldn't get to the rebound, but the goalkeeper didn't particularly have it covered. That was only after 3 minutes, but after 8 minutes, Pekalski on the left-hand side, putting it in for Gilo and Hamad. And after all the effort to get into the Champions League, we're being beaten by Malmo of Sweden in the qualifying round. To be fair, we are away from home, so a draw in this game would be a relatively good result. It definitely would be now, since we'd have to score an away goal for that to count. But as Bungerhall now setting through Juricic, for once we managed to get past this very almost OP Malmo defence, but a great save from Darlin, possibly. I don't know if he's still Malmo's goalkeeper, but to be honest, Malmo were playing really well. Zieler, though, managing to get out in time this time, whereas last time he was unable to get to the header, but he managed to get into Malmo's faces and save it, and he did again there as well. A great save from Zieler. I don't know if Loughton had it covered on the line, not entirely sure, but now moving on with only 10 minutes of this game left. Thurn giving the ball away straight to Juricic. Benteke pouncing on the over-top through ball and hard volleying it over the goalkeeper in the 82nd minute. This was a very boring game, actually. To be honest, bar the goal that Hamad scored, that header in the 8th minute, we had one chance, and that was where we hit the post with Gabriel Abonlahor. And then after that, Malmo just dominated and stupid, just giving the ball away, really. And we were back in the game. But look at this for Route 1 football. What a clearance that is. Mullins set through on goal, slides it past Zila, but not past the post. And Vlah has to absolutely slam it away to prevent us from losing 2-1, because that would have been it. We would have lost the game 2-1. So the woodwork really coming to our rescue in a game where, to be honest, Malmo were better than us. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, as you can see here, the ratings, Filip Juricic actually getting man of the match. A great first start for him. Good ratings as well from Benteke and Max Meyer. Meyer was really good, as well as Nathan Ake and Gary Gardner in the end. So a lot of the young players doing a really good job there. But bad news, straight after a little bit of a disappointing, performance against Malmo, Kyriakos Papadopoulos has declined the contract offer I sent to him. Because he wants more money, basically. I offered him 60 grand a week to start off with, so we're going to go ahead and offer him 70 grand a week, a little bit of a pay rise. But as you can see a moment ago, before that, De Vries and Bolly, the offers have been accepted for those guys. Now, as you can see, I obviously was selling Okore. The centre-backs that I'm buying at the moment are replacements for Okore, but I still need a bit of depth. I've only got one depth centre-back, and that's Nathan Ake currently. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to try and loan in another young centre-back, this time with a view of signing them after. The first was Alessio Romagnoli, and the second being Kaan Ayhan of Schalke 04. And then we've got this guy, this 18-year-old, very promising-looking Daniel Vitale of Cagliari over in the Serie A centre-back. Don't know if he's a regen. He's 18 years of age, put a £1 million future fee on him, as I did with Kane Arhan, and £2 million on Alessio Romagnoli. So a bit of depth there in terms of centre-back. But look at this. Papadopoulos yet again wants more money. So what I did was I was like, well, is he worth it? Should I just go ahead and buy De Vries or Bolly? And I decided no. Actually, I'd rather go and get Papadopoulos. I'd rather just give him whatever the heck it is he wants. He hasn't even told me. But I offered him 85 grand a week, which is, I know, was a lot. As I was doing this, I was thinking to myself, right, if he wants any more than that, if he declines that, then I'll just go for De Vries, because he's not worth any more than that. So we'll see what happens after that episode, whether I go for Papadopoulos because he's worth it, well, not necessarily worth it, but whether he accepts that offer, or whether he declines it, and whether I have to go for Feyenoord Stefan De Vries. But now we move on to the second game of the episode, a much more strengthened team for the Liverpool game, having gone into that Malmo game with a slightly second-string team, and not really come out of it with a win. Bruma coming back into the side, as well as Delph and Clement Grenier, with Nathan Baker also back in the team, replacing Nathan Ake. Despite Ake doing well, I thought he was a little bit out of position at times, so I thought he's going to have to be good in this one, because we are of course up against Luis Suarez playing for Liverpool. Daniel Sturridge I don't think had started this game, and this is before the update, but as you can see, I've started with the start of the game. I wonder what that is all about. Well, basically, I was just playing around with whether I should go attacking or balanced, and I found myself in a very good position as Benteke put it through for Del, and he slots it in after 3 minutes, and I was just like, it was crazy, because literally we took the kick off, passed it about a bit, really only passed it about because I was trying to sort out a balance, whether to go balanced or whether to go attacking, and my pad was spazzing out. And then suddenly we were through on goal with Fabian Delph on his weaker foot, and he slotted it past Mignolet to make it 1-0. Great finish, great bit of control, but that would not last long as Suso was played through, having come back on loan clearly from Almeria on the 8th minute to blast it past Zila. And to be honest, even if Zila was on his line, he probably wouldn't have saved that. Great finish from Suso, the young man playing for Liverpool. Not at the moment, he was played through by Luis Suarez. What a great ball that was, carving up our defence, and a great finish there from the young Spaniard to make it 1-1. After 8 minutes, and you could tell this was going to be one of those games, as Felipe Coutinho was set through, but Zila there diving at the feet of the Brazilian to deny him and make it 2-1. But literally, we're on the 13th minute, Bruma with a nice little Ronaldo chop inside, past Skirtle, and the shot though saved by Simon Mignolet. A great save that was, but 5 minutes later, and it was 2-1. Christian Benteke with the header from Clement Grenier's corner, and this is what I want to see. Clement Grenier getting the assist and Benteke blasting in more goals. Good header there, his third league goal of the season, beating Martin Skirtle in the air. I think it took a little bit of a deflection off the Slovakian actually to take it into the top corner over the head of Johan Cabaye, who's actually signed for Liverpool on this career mode, and that made it 2-1, and we were winning. It was 2-1 after 18 minutes. You could just tell it was going to be one of those games. In the 25th minute though, Backley setting through Lowton to make it 3-1, but unfortunately Lowton was offside and it didn't count, and it stayed at 2-1. Luis Suarez though turning my defence inside out. He was playing so well, unfortunately for him, slotting it past the post. But what defensive play this is. I think it's Baker there with an incredible challenge on Coutinho. A bit of luck to get there in the first place, but what a challenge that was. But Delph then setting through Bruma, and look at the position we're in. Bruma's just going to cut inside, and a classy classy finish from Bruma just on the hour mark to make it 3-1 to give ourselves a 2-goal advantage. Delph there with a great bit of play, taking out Skirtle and Glenn Johnson with one ball, and what a finish that is, between Skirtle coming across to try and block it, and Mignolet was never going to get there, and 3-1 it is. Great bit of play there from Bruma, coming back into the side, another man coming back into the side. Grenier then had the next chance, but a great save from Mignolet. Bruma then picked up the ball, but his shot was saved again from Mignolet. Great double save, and that was it. Liverpool, I'm not going to lie, there weren't any opportunities towards them, but Liverpool certainly bossed that second half. I mean, in terms of chances, we bossed it, but in terms of possession and going forward and being in the opposition half, Liverpool certainly bossed it out. Those highlights didn't really tell the whole story, but let's have a look at the ratings then. And Grenier getting a 7.8, Delph, their man of the match with the 8.5, Backley getting a good rating as well as Bruma and Christian Benteke, and Nathan Baker getting a 7.8. Probably just for that tackle alone, which really kept us in the game. That was a brilliant bit of play, denying Felipe Coutinho. But now, we got a squad report. We've not got a squad report, we've got a youth squad report. And we've finally got someone we can actually put in the team. Thomas Leggett of France. They're 43 to 59 overall, so it looks okay. We're going to continue scouting him rather than offering him a contract now. But finally, praise the Lord, Kyriakos Papadopoulos accepted our contract offer, and for £11 million we will be signing the Greek international from Schalke, 79 stats, Kyriakos Papadopoulos, with a value of 13 million. You could say it's a bit of a bargain, to be honest. £11 million is a lot of money, obviously, but for someone who's got the potential that Papadopoulos has, which I think is 85, I'm not entirely sure, it is really great. So we're really happy with that, and that is the last action of the episode. I'm hoping you've enjoyed this episode. We've got a centre-back. We've got Kyriakos Papadopoulos, a great-looking centre-back. A centre-back really similar to yours, of course, in terms of strength and a little bit of pace as well. Stefan Zavri looked like he was going to be a good centre-back, but I think Papadopoulos just edges it. Hoping you've enjoyed this episode. We were drawn against Malmo. We've beaten Liverpool 3-1. What a result that was in the Barclays Premier League to keep up our 100% record on 6 points in the Barclays Premier League. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much. And I hope you have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. And goodbye.